It is a beautiful sunny day in Pastrana. I've got to share the sunrise with you guys. It is freaking awful. It's just gray clouds covering the entire sky. It's supposed to rain again today, all day, and tomorrow. Saturday and Sunday should be okay.
I'm eating apples. And rabbit food. Because rabbit food. Now that the rabbit food has been consumed, there's something serious I want to talk to you guys about. And I kind of wanted to go ahead and get that out the way because tomorrow is my birthday. And I don't know if do we plan on doing anything special for my birthday?
I was hoping.
So probably not. We might not be but in case we do anything special for my birthday.
Take that picture off of there. I'm sitting here with my hair off like that, no makeup on and my glasses on.
I'll blur
If you post that, I'm going to unfriend you.
I'll blur your face.
And block you.
I'll blur your face. The thing about my vlogs is I want to keep them real. I don't want to edit them.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll go
Feel
get
weird.
you next time you're laying in bed with your tongue hanging out and your shit's fat everywhere and everything else.
Anyways, I wanted to talk on a serious matter today, and since tomorrow is my birthday, the big 3-5, is that a big thing? I feel like that it's divisible by 5. It should be a big thing. Anyways, I don't want to bring the tone down of tomorrow's vlog, but I want to go ahead and talk about it today. But first, let me grab my tripod and like set up a better place to do this. I had to get my jacket. It was it's cold out here, and it's still wet. I hope the lighting is okay. It's really hard to tell from way over here, and the sun is doing this really weird thing. So you may or may not know, but my son has a YouTube channel, which I will link in a card up here. I will link a card up here. I'm not sure which side it's on. I'll put a link in the description below, but my son posted a video today, and they're cutting tile next door. My son was absolutely devastated. I'm guessing this happened yesterday. I haven't actually spoke to him about the matter yet, but he posted the YouTube video last night. He was riding his go-kart in the neighborhood, and he happened to drive past a cat that had been ran over, and he was mortified. So much so that he posted a PSA on his channel, instructing people to slow down, that they drive their cars too fast, and it was also addressed to pet owners, to keep a proper watch and control under their pets. I just kind of wanted to talk about that for a minute. Hear me out and don't misconstrue my words. I'm happy that it was only a cat that he found. It could have been far, far worse. Technology is advancing at an alarming rate, so much so that it's almost impossible for people to keep up with regulations on protecting society from the advancements of technology. I'm sure you've heard it said time and time again, texting while driving is dangerous, and in some cases it's actually far more dangerous and deadly than drinking and driving. Now, I don't know exactly what happened in this particular instance. It wasn't caught on video. He didn't show any video of the cat. It was strictly just him emotionally speaking about his own issues with what he saw, which was a dead cat on the road. There are a plethora of things that could have taken place that led up to that cat being ran over by a car. It could have previously been injured by another dog in the neighborhood. It could have eaten or drank something that it shouldn't have that made it sick. It could have just had poor judgment. Maybe the sun was in his eyes. Whatever the reason may be, the cat was hit by a car. Pre or post-mortem, I don't know the scenario, but what I do know is that I'm glad it was only a cat, because it could have just as easily been another human being. It could have been an elderly person or a child chasing a ball across the street. It could have been anything or anyone. My son Aiden will be 13 on May 17th, which is about a month and a day from today. On this particular subject, when I think back to my childhood, I think about times that have affected me in a similar situation, and I remember when I was his age, I had a bunny, and I only had the bunny for like a week, maybe 2 weeks. I remember the exact house and the road that we were living on. Anyway, something happened to the bunny. The bunny is no longer alive. I was absolutely mortified. I cried, And it's kind of ridiculous thinking about it, because I mean, that bunny was only in my life for a very short fraction of time. We're talking, you know, I was 13 years old. I had the bunny for a week. So that fraction is about 1/676th of my life. Like, that's such a small number at that time. Now the number is obviously shorter. That's 1 out of 1,820 weeks of my life. That's such a small amount of time, but it had such a huge impact on my life. Like, I still think about it today. It's not one of those things that just comes and goes and like you forget about it the next day, but I had already grown emotionally attached to that bunny. And that's kind of the similar situation with Aiden right now. This wasn't even his cat. I don't think he even knows whose cat it was. It was just a cat in the neighborhood that the kids knew and played with occasionally. They called it Lion because it kind of looked like a lion. It had like a little mane or whatever. It was a little miniature lion. It was cute. The point is, trying to shoot this serious video when the neighbor is constantly making so much noise. It comes to a point in everyone's life, everyone, no matter who you are, where you have to deal with death. You know, if you're a baby who was born yesterday and you died today for complicated reasons, that little human had to deal with death on some level. If you're the mother of that child, or if you're a 13-year-old kid who happens to enjoy the company of a neighborhood cat, at some point in your life, we all have to deal with death. And I'm a firm believer that while you don't want to destroy someone's childhood, that the sooner they're exposed to something like that, the better. And that's why I really like some of the Disney movies, like The Lion King. I mean, it's the circle of life, right? I'm not saying people should be desensitized to it. I'm saying that they should be made aware of it. And not on a level to where they stop caring about it. Using The Lion King as my reference and my analogy, it was very emotional. When Simba's father died, when Mufasa died, it was very emotional. You felt all the emotions that Simba had while you were watching this, and you're not human if you didn't cry during that scene. But that's kind of the point, isn't it? Like, you need to be exposed to death. It makes you more aware of what's going on around you, and it forces you to be more careful. And I'm not saying don't take risks. I think all the best things in life are worth risking, but it makes you realize you're not Superman, that you're not immortal, and in the blink of an eye, just like that, anything could happen. Me standing here, I can get struck by lightning right now, and that's it, we're done. Like, at any moment, your life can just be taken away from you. And I think that being exposed to these movies and being exposed to finding a dead cat in the neighborhood help make us realize that. That being said, I'd also like to point out that technology is dangerous, and you should never text and drive, and you should never drink and drive. Again, I don't know what happened in that particular scenario with that cat, but I do know that people in his neighborhood drive way too quickly, and that becomes a problem with people who are confident and comfortable and just complacent with their surroundings, and they're just not paying attention. They know in their mind that they've got about 3.5 seconds before they got to start slowing down at the stop sign, which gives them 2.8 seconds to stare at their cell phone, to change the track on the radio, or to reply to a text message, or see what John sent you on a Snapchat. What people don't realize is that they're driving a 3,000-pound piece of machinery through a neighborhood with hundreds of houses that house children. I mean, not just children, but everyone. They just don't pay attention. Children are more susceptible because children in general don't pay attention, because they're more worried about what's going on immediately with the ball that they're chasing, or the dog that they're chasing after, or whatever. They're just... It's raining out here, so like water keeps getting on my lens. I'm sorry. Automobiles in general are dangerous. I'm not saying they're deadly. Like, they can definitely be used with malicious intent. The same with guns. Guns themselves aren't killers. It's the people that use them and decide to use them. The rain is getting harder and harder out here. Next time you're driving down a 2-lane highway and the speed limit is like 50 miles an hour or 80 kilometers an hour or whatever, I want you to think about what's actually going on there. You're on a 2-lane highway or road, you're on a 2-lane road, one lane going this way, the other lane coming this way. You are inches from each other. One car is going 50 miles an hour this way, the other car, if doing the speed limit, is going 50 miles an hour this way. Anything could happen. A rock in the road could jerk the wheel, the tire could bust. At any given moment, something could happen that would force those cars to actually like collide at 50 miles an hour each, and you're inches from. People don't realize that. They just carelessly drive their cars and they're confident in their abilities, so much so that they're gonna sit here and avert their attention elsewhere to anything but paying attention to the road. That's retarded. I am personally a firm believer in capital punishment, and in my eyes, in my mind, there is no difference from someone maliciously driving a car over a child to murder him than there is from someone looking at their phone and not paying attention and accidentally committing homicide. I'm starting to get really emotional now. Let's just end it there. By the way, I'm not showing anything on my vlog today about exercising. I'm still gonna go outside and I'm still gonna exercise, but it's raining and I'm not gonna risk bringing any camera equipment or my phone again today because I really can't afford for it to break. So I will work out for at least 180 minutes today. I promise.